Hello, all you fishies out there. Welcome back to another video. We are back at ya with, another pot. We're starting to record the painting process. Woohoo! Yeah, woo, painting. We all like that. It's fun. We enjoy painting. There's a lot of jump cuts in here, so bear with me, okay? We had to do some stuff in parts, and some stuff didn't get recorded, and we jumped around a little bit, but we got there. So make sure you guys like that video, leave a comment, subscribe, help me out in the algorithm, help me out in the system. The YouTube is not friendly to new people, so I need all the help I can get. So make sure you even just drop a little smile face in the comments. Doesn't matter. Do whatever you can. If you can help, it would be greatly appreciated. Make sure to Whoa, I can't speak English today. Lovely. Okay, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget. You can see the future parts. This is part 4. I believe. Yes, part 4 of the Blitzo sculpture. We have him finally done, finally made. He's all baked. Make sure you bake him one last time, or whatever the last part was. Make sure you bake him before you start painting him so he doesn't break. And yes, he is made out of that cosplay. We got a little bit of a shaky camera. We got that video sped up, so the painting process is quicker. It looks a little messy now, but it's just that first layer you can kind of cover it over, and them folk art paints, they are really good. They work great. They're a lot better, and hopefully the sound I can't speak today. Hopefully the sound is better, because I've joined the YouTuber group, the YouTubers where they record under a blanket or in their closet under a blanket. I think Matt Pat said something about that. So, and a couple other YouTubers that I follow, they're like, oh, I just go in my closet and that's where I record my audio. So we're under a robe because I didn't feel like all my blankets are too big. So we're under a robe. We're just watching as I painting the horns. And a lot of it's when you put certain colors down, I started with the red and the white, so that way a color like black can cover over it easy. Folk art, actually, I really love folk art paints. It's Ace of Clay recommended it, and I switched over to folk arts. And of course, he will be down in the description because I can't speak right. Ace of Clay will be in the description. Oh, you can see the top of my head a little bit. Oh no, hide. No, hide away. I had to get closer because I had to be able to see what I was doing because I'm using a little detail brush. But of course, I do have new detail brushes now. In this video, not so much, but we got new ones. So now you'll be able to see me do more details, and the brushes will be better and not be crappy. Because I ruin all my paint brushes. As you can see, I left it in the corner, my little water where I clean my brushes, so you guys can see the whole process. So I clean them out. I'm cleaning out my brushes, but I'm very rough with my brushes. You should be more careful, probably. But I'm not, so we're just painting that spot on Blitz's face. And yes, I would definitely recommend white first, or lighter colors first if you're putting down black or red or whatever. But folk arts do cover over each other pretty well. I will say that. I cannot highly recommend that brand enough. I'm really grateful for Ace of Clay, that he recommended those in his videos, because this is just a great brand of paint. It's not great on fabric. Some acrylic paints are really good on fabric, and because they have, I think they have latex in them. So some acrylics are really good for fabric, Folk art's not so much, but on sculptures it's great. If it's just a display sculpture, you can always spray it with some kind of clear coat. I did not clear coat this guy just because you don't have to do any clear coats if it's just a statue. But if you wanted it like outside, I would definitely recommend, a clear coat. It's the folk art brand is perfectly fine for like, okay, I need to dust off my sculpture. That is no problem at all. Yep, we have a couple times where we are mixing up paints in the background. You cannot see that. And again, the collar is not perfect, but nobody knows. We'll just pretend that it's fine. It's just my reference picture wasn't great. So, yep, we're just doing that, putting that white in there. And then we cover over the other bits with the other colors. But lots of layering. Oh, my goodness. That's the thing with the white. A lot of layering in the white. Definitely a lot of layering. Which is the only pain in the butt part about the folk art is the white. You have to layer it on. And it's not perfect, but, it gets the job done. I'm still learning the folk art brand, so I guess, I might not be as great at it as other people. But it is a pretty good paint despite my painting skills. Still learning with this paint, because I'm used to like acrylic you get from just the I think it's like just an acrylic brand. I think it's called acrylic or something. They sell them a lot at like Michael's and Joann's and stuff. But I switched over because folk art was, it's like $24 for a big pack of them on like Amazon. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm getting it. Still a lot of painting, a lot of that white. I recorded a lot of white, even though like some parts I did not record. And some parts, like one part of this video, I think it's the part right after this clip, I don't know what happened. It got corrupted, I guess. And so that part's missing, and there's a couple parts that are missing. Like I said, the face, I show you the little sketch of it, and I show you after it's painted on, but I did the face off screen just because there's no way for me to record me like painting on the face without like my head being in part of the camera. Was not a fan of that. I don't want my head to be in the picture. Just it's already in the picture enough. I don't want it to be anymore. I don't want like a top down view of my head or whatever. And there I go. I'm painting in the white there. I end up going over that and then redoing it. So that's a thing. A couple of the parts I do off screen, like, oh yeah, I'm doing it right now. It's like, oh, I'm recording. Look, it looks so nice. Yeah, it's getting done over. Because I paint the red on. And then I go back over it with more white. So, and there's more in the background. I spin it around so you can see. It looks cool. I like spinning it around just because it looks really interesting. And I am rambling a little bit. And yes, again, remember to remind you, the next video will be SCP-3000, that giant eel creature monster, which I'm excited to work on. And yep, I got some black on there. I don't know how. Yep, we're doing the fingers. Painting the red, easiest part. The red and the black, just really good paint. Really easy to work with. Just so easy. Just super quick, super easy. I was really happy. I think painting the hands, like the hand and the glove, just the easiest part of this paint job. Just super quick, super easy. Was really happy. You would be surprised. You have to do like that little bit of detail. But if you get a really good detail brush, you can get, in those spots and paint, the black on the fingers and paint around like the yellow little circle piece that'll be on there. And you can do a pretty good job as long as you have a really good detail brush. And there's more shaky camera, or it's just shaky sculpture, because again, it can move. So as you see, I'm kind of covering up some of that stuff. I was like, I'll just go back and do it later. And the tail wasn't perfect anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. You know, you live, you learn. Not everything is perfect. I have to say I'm still fairly happy with it. It's not perfect, but, you know, there are not a whole lot of people making the sculpture, so I think I did pretty good, and it'll be a good enough reference for everybody else so you guys can see what I'm doing. And again, that's cosplay, so you can see how I can pull it up, and I love it. Oh, I love cosplay so much. I can't express it enough. If you need some good clay for like fabric and tails and little details that you want to be able to move, then cosplay. And yes, I mixed it with the Sculpey, so you can mix it with some Sculpey to make it softer, because cosplay is really hard and tough if you get like the medium grade versus the softer grade. So you can mix it with the Sculpey, and it makes it more, you know, workable when you're squishing it together, and it's easier to do that. So that's really good. That whole, you know, that's all made out of Sculpey. So it's all movable, and of course, you know, it shakes a couple times because it's Sculpey. It's not Sculpey. It is. It's Sculpey, and it's cosplay. So it does wiggle a lot. It does move a lot. I had to be careful because, of course, the body wants to move on me, and I don't want to re-break the arms because I did crack the arm. And I think I'm just going over with the fingers. Yep. I'm just painting over them. And then I go in and do the highlights later. Can't remember if that's off screen or not. Just because, yeah, a lot of stuff was done off screen as far as painting. The next one, I think because someone did kind of request it. So, you know, Moxie will be the next figure. I'm sorry, I don't recall your username at the second. Just because it's not on the top of my head, but I will make sure to mention you on that video when we get there. But we have obviously a little line going. We got SCP-3000. We got SCP, we got the mask. I can't remember what it's called. And then I wanted to make another SCP, you know, kind of for myself, or another figure for myself. I have no idea what I want to do for that. So it'll be like the 2 requests, then I'm making a figure that I want to make, and then we'll do request again. So the Moxie will probably head that off on the next go round. So this guy, this one I wanted to make because I just wanted to make Blitz, and then we'll be making the other one. And I think that was a highlight. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was the highlight. See, I'm highlighting. It's just hard to tell because it's going fast and it's light. Okay, yeah. Now we're highlighting. We're doing a little bit. So I just, lighten down the colors and then brush some of that color off. You can do a dry brush. I didn't really do a dry brush because I'm not really crazy about dry brush. I kind of like a more noticeable highlight sometimes just because I just like the way it looks. So it's a slightly more noticeable highlight. And yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff. Yep. Now we're filling in that black. And so yeah, we're just kind of doing the big parts, and then I guess, oh no, I decided to go around the fingers. I don't know. I kept stopping and starting. So I guess I decided to do that. And yep, you can see I'm going around with that detail brush. Get a good detail brush. You can go around it. And then I go more up on the fingers because I realized his gloves actually cover like about half of his fingers, or a little less than half, I believe. So we got to see that. We get to do a little bit of detailing going around those fingers. You just have to go slow, use a good detail brush. My detail brushes were garbage, So make sure you get a good detail brush. Get a brand new one for little details like that. Don't be stupid like me. Use your brain, because I messed up a couple times and had to go back over it and fix it up. Because, yeah, when your detail brush is mushed and you have little stray bristles, I guess you would say bristles, things get messed up. And, yep, you can see I'm moving this figure around a lot. And you'll see a couple times, like, things will slightly go off camera sometimes just because I'm moving this guy around a lot. And I'm like, okay, where's the camera? I got to make sure I'm in front of the camera, because the camera was in an odd position. As you can see, we're at, like, this weird angle, which I don't normally work with. But, yeah. So I made it work. But the camera was right in my face. And yeah, that's always dangerous. Or the phone was in my face. That's why, like, the quality isn't super great. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not so good. Just because I'm working with a freaking camera. A camera video camera. The video recording camera-ness. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Ramble, yada, yada nonsense. And yeah. So it'll be better eventually once I get a camera again. That's why, like, some videos are a little better than others. So, but, it's just a matter of time. We'll get there. And yeah, look at those fingers. We're putting those gloves. Making little gloves. Looks good. I loved working with the black the most because, black covers everything and makes everything look really nice. So, we're ending that here, guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Make sure you do all that stuff so you help me out with the YouTube algorithm, because YouTube sometimes is very mean and it doesn't like me, and it's probably not recommending me to anybody anytime soon. So, we're covering, we're getting that yellow in there. So I'm going to say goodbye. You guys, we'll talk to you fishies later. Make sure you stay mad, be blessed, have a good day, take care of yourselves. Make sure you have good detail brushes, and bye-bye.